The real and fake Monkey King Brian. It's me, Stewie. Shoot him. No, Brian, you know me. Look at me. Shoot him. The great ruckus in Uinta town. Beating the doghead to a pulp. Yeah. Jowsey has recently realized he's becoming increasingly kind-hearted. It's actually been ages since he last plotted to take over the world. To prevent himself from forgetting his roots, he immediately set about building an evil generator. It amplifies the dark side within human hearts, transforming test subjects into the ultimate evil scum. And naturally, Jowsey the instigator was the first test subject. Okay, hit it. Jowsey stepped out of the machine feeling refreshed and invigorated. It felt as though his body had been in a sauna, as comfortable as if all the filth had been flushed out of his system. Yet his personality showed no signs of turning dark. Jowsey assumed the experiment had failed, and planned to tweak the machine after dinner. But just as the two of them left, a bizarre scene unfolded. The evil generator, with no one at the controls, suddenly began to operate on its own, accompanied by a flash of blinding red light. An evil Jowsey, with his top and dungarees, swapped in color, appeared in the living room moments later. The evil Jowsey slowly materialized. At first, Brian didn't notice anything amiss, until the series of actions that followed made him realize instantly that danger had descended upon the Griffin family. Ryan, have you seen well? What the hell happened to you? Easy, man, easy. The belated Jowsey untied Brian's restraints. But by then Brian was on high alert, and dared not accept Jowsey's help. Heaven knows what evil tricks he was up to. It wasn't until the evil dumpling appeared behind his body that Brian finally realized what was happening. No, I am a genius. What? What is it? The clever dumpling immediately guessed the truth. His evil creation device hadn't malfunctioned, but had instead drawn upon the evil power within him to create an evil clone. Brian was speechless upon hearing this. Jowsey, however, believed he had created a scientific miracle. If he continued his research, he might even win a Nobel Prize. Evil Stuart, come with me. We're going to run a few tests on. The moment the evil lad pulled out his weapon, Brian was terrified and panicked. Faced with such an utterly inhuman being, Brian was completely powerless to resist. Oh my God, a baby. Are you all right? Jowsey and Brian were extremely nervous, fearing that the clone might cause trouble outside and drag them down with it. After all, the clone was currently operating under Jowsey's name. But after searching for ages, there was no sign of the clone. With no other choice, the two decided to take a desperate gamble. Jowsey tied Brian up to use as bait, while he hid in the shadows waiting for the right moment. Sure enough, not long after, the evil Jowsey appeared, weapon in hand, possessing the strength of a beast. He looked at Brian, who lay before him like a lamb to the slaughter, eager to unleash the brutality within his heart. However, just as he was about to fire, Jowsey appeared. In the midst of their struggle, Jowsey accidentally tore open the clone's dungarees, and the evil Jowsey seized the opportunity to break free from the fight. He ran off into the distance, picked up a weapon, and without hesitation, pulled the trigger at the original. But Jowsey wasn't one to be pushed around either. With a few tactical dodges, he charged right up beside the clone. The two grappled once more. After all, the Darkin version was 3 times stronger. With the beastly power within him gone, Jowsey's combat prowess was slightly inferior, and he was soon pinned to the ground and beaten. His weapon was knocked out of his hands once again. Yet, Brian broke free from his restraints. By the time he'd picked up his weapon, he found himself, to his surprise, unable to tell which of the two figures before him was the real Stewie. Oh, come on. Not this thing, really, Brian. It's me, Stewie. Shoot him. No, Brian. You know me. Look at me. Shoot him. How could such a minor issue stump Brian? With just a simple test. By asking both of them about their toes, he got the answer he wanted, because up until then, Jowsey had always thought his feet were absolutely gorgeous. So, he immediately shot the Jowsey who claimed his feet were normal. Nice job, man, wow. That was really brilliant. Thanks, just glad this nightmare is over. I'm really glad I didn't kill the wrong Stewie. Does the story really end here? As we all know, before using the evil generator, Jowsey often had some rather bizarre ideas, such as his perverse obsession with his own feet. So Brian believed that whoever gave this perverse answer must be the real Jowsey. But Brian had forgotten at that moment that all the evil and perversion within the original body had long since been completely taken over by the clone. The real Jowsey would never have such bizarre ideas. And come on, I'll take you home. The birth of the evil Jowsey in this episode is actually a homage to the classic DC setting of Superman and his evil counterpart, Bizarro. Bizarro possesses powers opposite to Superman's, such as an ice-cold gaze and a fiery breath, and the emblem on his chest is also reversed, which, along with his inverted clothing colors, is exactly the same as the inherently brutal evil clone Jowsey. Just as Superman stands in opposition to his twisted mirror image, Bizarro, we witness a Jowsy-style mirror showdown, and that sinister flick of the wrist at the end, when the evil Jowsy survives, leaves the audience with a chillingly open-ended conclusion. Of course, this scene also pays homage to Michael Jackson's Final Frame in the Stan music video,